All right,
Yeah,
Brandon Aiyuk. It seems like Brandon Aiyuk could get traded.
I don't think he will, but
well, the issue with him again, like Bosa and Debo, he's got an option bonus that kicks in on April 1st. That's like $22.5 million. A lot of money. We know the Yorks and the bean counters didn't want to extend Aiyuk in the first place. Kyle trumped and overruled. That blew up in their faces, and now they're trying to save money. So you think they trade him to save money, or think they won't do something to just blow up the team like that?
I think Adam Schefter is playing a clickbait game with what John says every offseason. Yeah, we're going to listen to calls. Every offseason he says the only person he said he wouldn't was Nick. That was the only player I've ever heard him say we're not listening to calls on. Every other offseason he goes, we always listen to calls. We always listen to calls. So I think it's one of those. I think it's a little bit more heavy-handed like that. Like, we will listen to these calls, but I don't think they're actively trying to trade him because they know his attitude and they don't want him to get all bent out of shape. But I do think if someone came in and was like, hey, we'll offer you like a high second rounder, like if a Browns to Patriots team offered us a high second and like a fourth or a fifth for BA, I mean, if I was them, I would be like, yeah, let's do it. Because you have so much receiver talent, so much in this draft.
Yeah, it just seems to me like if you've already got $65 million in dead cap and you want to move on and get younger and get cheaper, more cost effective, man, just trade him.
Yeah,
take the hit.
And again,
you got receivers. He's not going to play this year anyway. He might play a little bit and not be quite. Just trade him.
Like, that's my
thing.
Take
the loss.
If he were to be back week 1, then it would be completely different. But if someone's offering me a second rounder for someone that's not going to play this year, and I'm banking on him coming back 2 years removed from football and being worth that much money, I don't know. I trust Pearsall. I trust Juwan. I trust whoever we draft, and then George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey. That should be plenty, like, in my opinion. If that's healthy, that should be plenty. There's also a lot of free agents. There's Chris Godwin, who's a free agent. There's Tyler Lockett, who's a free agent. You have a lot of free agents that could fill a void for a year, too, if you need. Like we did with Emmanuel Sanders. Kyle's used to doing that. Grab a good vet that could fill a void for a year or two. I like BA. I was one of the people that thought he deserved his money. But I mean, when you tear every ligament in your knee, money talks, man. Money talks. And they want to get cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, I was always against the extension. I thought it didn't make sense. I like Brandon Aiyuk as a player, and I feel like he'd be worth it on a team that throws a lot. Like, if you put him on the Chiefs, I think he'd be worth it. But the Niners don't throw a lot, and they have a quarterback who doesn't really throw it down the field a lot. He's more of an intermediate thrower, which is great. There's no way. And now he's hurt. There's no way. Just move on. You're already, and I think what's cool is like you're already at $65 million for dead cap. I mean, what's another 20? Who cares? You have an easy schedule this year. You're trying to get younger, and you're trying to like give yourself options for 2026.
And here's my thing. I think there are so many receivers you could get. Again, this is me assuming someone offers a second. You got like Trey Harris, Egbuka from Ohio State. You have Jaden Higgins, all that can be X receivers. You have so many of these receivers, in my opinion, that can jump in and fill BA's slot. Maybe they won't be as good as him off the rip. Brandon Aiyuk wasn't that good off the rip. So, yeah, get younger, get cheaper, get more cost effective. And again, Kyle's great with receivers. It's like when we talk about Kyle, you have the quarterback Kyle who's awful, but receiver Kyle's great. Receiver Kyle makes it all work. So, I don't know, man. I would be fine with it. I don't think it would be bad. I know a lot of Niners fans would freak out, but I think it would make sense. Like, I wouldn't be worried about it. I'd actually be excited for it. I think we could be better. I mean,
move on.
I think we would be better because one of the rookies would play. So,
Kajan 25 says trade Aiyuk to New England for Joe Milton.
No. Joe Milton's horrible.
Put him in the package. I like us offense this year. Put him in the package. Tommy Murphy says, why are there so many 30 simps out there? Why is Jada Kiss as hard as it gets, man? I don't have all the answers. It's a good question.